Hey everyone, Angel of Alchemy here, and today we are going to be going through Duel Devastator. Now, this isn't necessarily a product that I wanted to open on camera, simply just because everyone knows exactly what's inside it, so I'm not going to be doing any oh, what did I pull stuff. It's not really, all the excitement's kind of left it. It's really just going to be a video about my opinions at this point, but I did get enough requests about it that I figured I might as well do it anyways. Now, I've already taken the wrapping off just simply because I am horrible at taking wrapping off, and I didn't want to struggle with it on camera since I only have 2 bars on it. But anyways, let's get down into my opinions about Duel Devastator. First of all, very beautiful. It's also very, very big. Second, let's talk about the card art that's on it. Good, meh, bad, and amazing. I absolutely love her art. I want to cosplay her so badly, to be honest, but money. But anyways, everyone already knows what's inside this box. It is around $40 if you want to pick one up yourself. It should be at your local card shop. But I guess let's open it up. Opening up, it has what looks like 3 compartments, but only one has cards in it. It's a really, really big, bulky box for not a lot of product. Now, in the eyes of players that have a lot of bulk, this is amazing. It's great. It gives them a more well-designed area to keep their cards, but the issue is a lot of players that have a lot of bulk also already have certain dedicated cardboard boxes where they organize their cards and set them aside. This is more for the casual player that just happens to have a lot of old cards, and for me, I don't necessarily think I'll be utilizing this space as much, so I feel like it's kind of a waste of cardboard for me personally, but for the players that do have a lot of cards, it is awesome, and it is a little cool that Konami is recognizing that people do have bulk cards that they cannot fit inside binders. It's a little nice for the people that just need some extra space to clean up their room so that their moms don't yell at them. Opening it up, we have 2 packages inside. One has the field centers, and the other has all the cards that we already know. Obviously, the field centers are the only things that are different, so let's see what we got. The fact that we have Joey is a little interesting for me because I've already opened 2 of these before. I've gotten 2 Yami ones and a My Valentine card, so having Joey is kind of neat. So next we have the Ghost Ogre alternate art. We have Kaiba. That's kind of awesome, actually. And then this would be like my 3rd, maybe 4th one. So that's a little disappointing. I did actually draw into all of the alternate hand trap ghost girls except for Ash Blossom, which made me really happy in one of my other boxes. But this is still kind of nice. It does add 2 extra cards to my little field center collection. I will say that I am a little disappointed in how these are printed, because they are printed in a really flimsy, really terrible, easy way. I mean, they're really cheaply made. They are still really cool to have, but I think whenever they were kind of see-through and invisible and a little sturdier, they were a lot cooler. These just feel really cheap, but still kind of neat for the collector. So now we're going to get into the bulk of the cards. So this is why I actually didn't want to do a box opening review of this. Whoa, my voice. This is why I didn't want to do a box opening review of this, simply just because my excitement in cards comes from pulling packs and, the whole gambling thing. This is you know exactly what's going to be in it. It just kind of takes away the excitement of it for me. But let's go through them all. Why not? Starting off, we have alternate art, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Alrighty, sorry about that awkward cut. We're back. We also have Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion, Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, and Red Blossom from Underroot. Nobody really understands why it says Underroot, but I suppose it's because she's sitting on roots. I don't know. But I think her name was a lot cooler when it was Blood Blossom, but TCG, you know? So So let's set these aside really fast. I'm going to do a quick jump cut. I want to show you guys my binder where I have some of the original copies of these cards with the alternate arts. I want to explain exactly what's different between the two and why I prefer some over others. So first off, we have Ash with her alternate art and Ash with, her being a common, because all my better copies are in decks. The only real difference here is that she looks anorexic in one, and the other, she's just a small child that's floating around having fun. The other, she's like, tries to be cute, shy lolly, but she looks like she's deathly ill, and it's kind of freaky, and that's why I prefer her original a lot more. Happy child versus freaky child. So sadly, I don't have an original Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. However, I will put the card up on the screen for you to see. I just love both of them. They're elegant, they're beautiful. I think I actually prefer the alternate art a little bit more, to be honest. I just think it's gorgeous, it's innocent, I don't know, there's something about it that just makes it absolutely beautiful. And I love its artwork. I think that I kind of wish it was the original. But either way, it's beautiful, and I'm really glad that I have a copy. Then we have Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. I actually prefer her original. In the new one, she just kind of looks bored out of her mind. She put her scythe down, and that's really the only difference. Whereas this one, I don't know, it has some charm to it, and I really like the scythe. I really wish it was shown off a little bit more in the alternate art, because you can only get a small glimpse of it in the original. But really, I just don't like how dull and bored she looks. Also, I think it's interesting how her hands changed. I think they got a different artist. Let me try to get a little closer look. It kind of looks like a little Scott Pilgrim, like comic book like, for her hands here, whereas like her artwork is clean and solid in the first copy. I think I prefer her original a little bit more, but her alternate art isn't too bad. For Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, I gotta say that I love both. They're beautiful. I love the colors, especially the dog. I think it brings like life to the artwork. I think they're both really, really, really beautiful. The only real difference is that in the alternate art, she's looking up, she looks curious. In the original, she kind of looks a little sad, but her dog's there to like cheer her up, I suppose. But other than that, I think they're both beautiful. I think they're both elegant. I really like the alternate art, and hopefully you guys do too. Next we have Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. I just don't really like the alternate art. I don't know, something about it makes her also like look a little scrawny. I do think it's kind of cool that you get to see the little, I guess that's the snow rabbit around it, but it kind of looks like a koi fish to me. I like the fact that you can see the fish a little bit more. And it's kind of awesome to be able to see her full outfit, especially for people that do cosplay and want to cosplay her. They don't really have to guess what kind of shoes she's wearing or anything like that. So, on one hand, I think this artwork is really awesome. It shows off a lot more details, but I think the way that she's splayed out makes her look a little weaker and a little scrawnier too, just like Ash, but not in a bad way. I think this artwork will eventually grow on me for sure, but for now I do kind of like the original a little bit more. I don't know why, there's just something about it that just makes it look really cool, kind of spoopy looking. I just really enjoy the original. And last we have our first printing of Red Blossoms from Underroot. Oh my lord, she's gorgeous, she's hot as a card artwork, let's be honest. I mean, like, I love this one. I also love the fact that she's not like 6. She looks more like 16 to like 19. Whereas all the others look like they're like 8. She has a more like adult form about her. She's just beautiful in all the cards. I love all the little skulls and all the colors. I love the fact that there's blossoms printed on the skulls. I like just everything about this artwork. Like I said, I do want to cosplay her someday. Maybe someday I will. I just absolutely love it, and I'm so excited that I have a copy of this card. I know that her wording is a little weird effect-wise, but picture-wise, she's gorgeous and probably my most favorite hand trap. For synchros, we have Ally of Justice, Bryonic Dragon of the Ice Barrier, Metaphys Horus, Black Rose Dragon, Clearing Fast Dragon, which is kind of neat to see in here. especially because at the last Tulsa Regional I went to, I did try to collect everyone that I found. Stardust Spark Dragon, Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier, Vermilion Dragon Mech, and I think that's it. For these, I think everyone kind of knows what's in these. In this, so I'm just kind of going to run through all the cards we have really fast and just kind of point out the ones that I did think is kind of neat reprints. Abyss Dweller was kind of neat to see in here. Number 101, Silent Honor Art. Castel, the Skyblaster Musketeer. It was interesting to see that in there. And Tornado Dragon was pretty cool. Too bad I already have secrets. Underclock Taker. I like Underclock Taker. Don't ask me why, I just do. Lanfrinkus. This card honestly has deserved this rarity bump for so long, and I love it, and I'm so happy that we now have a playset of it, seeing as this is the third box that we're opening. Honestly, this card does wonders in, like, you know, just little decks that don't need to, like, you know, link off all the time, but, you know, just need a little extra room on the board for extra deck monsters. I love this card. I love the fact that it's in Ultra, and it deserved it. Gaia Saber. Honestly, this card looks better in Secret, but it doesn't look bad at all in Ultra. And it's another card that some people like hunt down like no tomorrow, where others, it's left in their binder and they never touch it. Totally not talking about myself. We have Decode Talker. Honestly, this card is reprinted so much, it's, you know, it's a card. Decode Talker Extended. I don't know too much about this card, but honestly, I've never really used the Decode Talkers all that much. Somebody out there probably loves the fact that this is in here. Topological Bomber Dragon, which is kind of neat. And then we have Saryuja Skull Dread. Honestly, this card did need a set to drop that would lower its price, but it has been reprinted in other sets, and it just didn't do it for its price too much. It's a great card that we still have unlimited, and honestly, it's cool that it's in here, especially for the people that need copies and couldn't trade from anyone to get them. It's kind of awesome to have at least one. It does kind of suck that you have to spend over $100 to get 3 copies of this card just because there's only one in each box. I think there are better ways to get copies other than just trading. I mean, obviously the set made this card's value go down, so I think just buying them online would be better if you just need this card out of here. Then for monsters we have DD Crow. Effect Veiler did get reprinted but didn't get like an alternate art, which is kind of sad because, you know, it is a hand trap that, you know, with all the other hand traps getting alternate arts, it would have been cool if this one had one as well. In here, Gate Blocker, Denko Sekka, Inspector Border, Spell Canceller, Artifact Valencia, which is kind of neat, Vanity's Fiend, I don't really know why, but somebody out there probably does, Majesty's Fiend, Dino Wrestler, Pankratops. I must say that I hated the secret rare, to be honest. I liked the commons a lot more, and to see it in Ultra, it is beautiful, and I love it. I actually needed a 3rd copy for my Windolce, so I'm really glad that I have one. But this card looks so much better in Ultra than it did in Secret. My personal opinion, of course. It's still a really cheap card, which is kind of awesome. So it is interesting that they decided to reprint it in here instead of in a different set. Just because its value was so cheap, even as a secret rare. But it's still kind of cool to actually get one. They're probably going to reprint it again in Ultra or Super in a different set that's a lot cheaper than this one. And Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. This one's kind of awesome, especially for all the Kaiju players out there. This was honestly something that I didn't expect to be in the box, and it's pretty cool to have it. Then we have Mind Control, which is, you know, it's Mind Control. Wave Motion Cannon, Super Poly, which was kind of awesome, especially because its price really just skyrocketed overnight, almost. This card did need its price to go down, so it's kind of neat that it's guaranteed in a box. Still, it's only one. You still have to spend over $100 to get a playset of it, but at the same time, with this price dropping, it is a little easier to just buy the singles online. Book of Eclipse, Silent Graveyard, Cosmic Cyclone, which is another really cool print to be inside this box. But again, I mean, I would suggest getting the singles if this is like one of the very few cards that you need in here. Call by the Grave. There's so many printings of this that I don't necessarily know why it's in here, but it is, you know, it's still always a really cool card to pull. So, I mean, on one hand, it is like, oh, nostalgia, and it's really good in all my decks. It's awesome to have it. On the other, there's cheaper versions of it, and even though its price was going up, and it got a little scary at one point, I don't really feel like it absolutely needed to be in here. I'm a little surprised that these are all the spells that we get. I kind of expected there to be a Twin Twisters in here. However, there is, as you know, you'll see, a Typhoon in here as well. But Twin Twisters could have been like squeezed in here, especially with it being such a good card in current formats lately. As I mentioned before, we do have Typhoon, Different Dimension Ground, Forbidden Apocrypha, Dimensional Barrier, Lost Wind, which is pretty neat, Heavy Storm Duster, Royal Decree, Anti-Spell Fragments, Anti-Spell Fragrance. There can only be one, which is, you know, it's a neat card. Wiretap, Solemn Strike, which is kind of, I mean, it's also a nostalgia card. It's also something that a lot of people play, but it hasn't been seeing too much in the meta recently. It's more of a casual card, so to be in a $40 box is a little like, whew, but it's a little crazy. And then of course we have a Red Reboot. So what are my overall thoughts on Duel Devastator? For $40, in the end, it's not worth it. To reprint cards so that the prices go down is awesome. The fact that people are going to buy it will drop the card prices a lot, but in the end, if you're just a casual player or you're just low on cash, I don't think you should be spending $40 just to get one copy of the card that you might need. I suggest just going out to buy the singles, because in the end, the cards that are in here are going to drop to the point where the box just isn't worth its value, or at least that's the hope, you know. Things like Super Poly really, really needed a reprint, and it's really great that they got it, but at the same time, with there only being one in the box, it's not going to drop its price too much. I don't know, because I'm not a Market Watch person, and I don't really like looking at Market Watch videos, but in the end, I don't think it's worth its value. And for me personally, like I said, this entire thing is my personal opinions. You can, of course, absolutely disagree with them. Just don't be mean about it. You do get some neat stuff, and if you're starting out as a player, opening this box is totally worth it. Now, if you're just a player that's been playing for a while and you only need certain cards that are in here, buy the singles. In the end, I kind of regret buying two of these. Nod bought the third one, because although I do get, you know, 3 copies of Pink and stuff, those are still pretty cheap cards that I should have just bought the singles of. And originally, like, I didn't really know exactly what Duel Devastator was. For me, I'm kind of a person that doesn't like to look into what a product's going to have in it, because I like to be excited about what I'm going to pull. I originally thought it was going to have packs in it. I was very, very, very wrong, and very, very, very disappointed. But that's just my personal, you know, that's just a personal thing. Me being stupid and not looking at what products are. I just like to be surprised about what cards are in there. Now, you know, Gamma Sail Turtle did surprise me quite a bit. I don't think that in certain cases this box isn't worth it in the end. I think so many people have opened this box that if they're not keeping the cards or they're trading them away, I think enough sellers will be putting them on the market to drop the market a little. I think you should buy your singles if you just need the singles. If you're starting out, get the whole box. If you're a collector, maybe you want to get the box, but the only real appeal to this box is having those really flimsy, really weak field centers, and those, honestly, they look so cheap, they feel so cheap, they feel like they're going to get hurt if you just barely, you know, accidentally drop it or whatever. I don't think that makes it worth the value of the box. They are kind of cool for the collector mind, but in the end, I just don't think it's worth it. Of course, personal opinions. If you want, you can leave your comment down below to tell me what your personal opinion is, if you agree or disagree. If you agree or disagree, please be nice about it. And in the end, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!